So I'm going to show you how, I'm just going to Control Z, how I did those patterns. So you can see how I actually made it. So redo, get rid of that. Okay, so you need to go to your layers and you need to find the layer, which is probably down the bottom somewhere, which is the template, which is the cup sort of outline, which is this one here. And because it's under all that stuff, it's really hard to select. So you just need to click next to it. See the blue, there's a gap, it'll have a blue square. That means it's selected. So you didn't actually have to click on it, you've selected it there. And then copy, Control C, Control V. So now we have the outline of the template wedge. I don't know what shape that is. Let's just call it a wedge. And now we want to apply a pattern, so we have to make the object that we want to be the pattern. So I've got a few here. Let's just I'm going to make something completely different. That's just going to be a rounded rectangle tool. So make sure that in your window toolbars you have advanced, or else you might not see all of these tools. Cancel. So in Memphis style, they sometimes do these. I don't think my design actually needs any more because it's really full, but just to show you, it has these sort of like almost like hundreds and thousands sort of things. Now Memphis style doesn't always use outlines. In fact, a lot of the time it uses lines but not outlines. So I'm going to swap it so there's nothing, there's no stroke color, and it's black. I don't want it to be black though. You could have it as black, but just for show, I'm just going to do it as red. Okay. So now I have sort of this pill shape, and if I make the pattern like this, all of them will be straight up and down. So you can rotate it, but if you do it like this, all of them will be sideways as well. So I'll show you in swatches. So I've got my swatches here because I use it so much, but you don't have your swatches go window all the way down to swatches. Make sure swatches is open, and with your black arrow, click and move in one motion and then add it. So you can see we've got this pill here. Now on the shape that we have this, or it might be that you don't want it to be the whole shape. Maybe you only want the pill to be in half the shape. And so I'll show you how to do that, or a completely different shape. That's also fine. So if you've got a, let's just make a triangle. So if we want the pill shape to be just in the triangle, that's fine. I'll show you how to do that. If we want the pill shape or the pattern to be in part of this, so not the whole of it, whoops, you can slice it. So to slice it, just with your pen tool or the line segment tool, if you just want it to be, say, in this part, so we'll go back to the beginning. And before I do that, just so I have two copies, Control C, Control V. Sorry, I just have to plug in. It's gonna die. It's gonna die. Okay. So I have the whole template, and I'm gonna chop this one. So I just want this part here, or that part. You can choose. So select both of them. Get your shape builder tool, and see how it goes meshy. Just click on the part that you want. That's it. Click. With your black arrow, deselect, and now you've got that part separate. So we can delete this. So I can have the pattern and just part of it. So I've already made the pattern here. Instead of being nothing, I'm going to swap the fill for the pattern. And I'm going to have no outline. And do the same thing with this one. Swap the fill. Swap the fill. So at the moment, it's on default that the pattern's really close together. So when you've selected on the shape, if you don't want it to be like that, you go down to the bottom, Edit Pattern, and this pattern tile tool, you can click on that and then make it further apart or closer together, and you can change it brick by row or whatever you want. Right, so now this pattern has been used in all of these, so it adjusts it. If you wanted it to be different, you'd have to drag in this pill a couple of times. So the pill again, apply the pill to this one, and then you can have a different, if that's what you're going to be reusing this pattern at all or something, whatever. Now, but as you can see, it's uniform. Wherever it is, it's uniform. I'm just going to put the outline back up so I can actually see what I'm doing. If you want it to be more random, but still within a shape, you can do a clipping mask. So I'll show you a clipping mask with a different technique. So I'll get the, just get the paintbrush and I'll make some wiggities. Right, so I'm just making random shapes. Okay. And that has a shadow effect on it, as I showed you in the last tutorial. Now say I want this shape here to have this pattern on it. All I need to do is right click and go arrange, bring to front. I'll swap it for a green color so you can see the technique clearly, but it doesn't matter, or yellow. So it's blocking out that part, and you can sort of see, or if you have it see-through, as long as it's on top, you can sort of see what's going to be there and what's not. So if there's a part of it that you want, then you select everything, you right click and you go make clipping mask, and you get just part of that design in there. So that's two ways to make a pattern, either random or more strict. I don't know the word, but that's a few ways. The next tutorial I'll show you how to get these logos on.